Welcome to day 90 of the 90-day breakthrough challenge. This day, there is no presentation. We are just going to have a conversation. And today I am your student. All of you are my experts, and I would like you to help me. My question to you is, if I wanted to change my life radically over the next 90 days, what should I do? And I'm going to just start off with Sylvia. Sylvia, what domains of my life should I work on to ensure that my life goes to the next level in the next 90 days?
Doc, you would have to make sure you take care of the fundamentals, and that includes your health, that includes your sleep, that includes the basics, just so that you have a good and clean slate to start from before you start working on the bigger and do the heavy lifting.
So the challenge to you is the specific situation is that I am transitioning from a training program and crossing over to become independent. Does that give you any additional basis to tailor your advice to me?
You're transitioning.
So it's the element of transitions, because nothing threatens our progress like a transition. Sometimes the transition is simply going away for a weekend. You come back feeling like, what happened?
I would say you need to watch your routines and try to stick by them, stick to your routines so that you don't fall off track, because your foundations should remain the same regardless of what you're doing and what circumstances you're in, or what changes you're making in your life. Those ones should just stay the same.
That's wonderful. Stay on, please stay on. Gladys, could you please come on to the rescue? We need a strong coaching team. And Wanjiko, please join the team. But in the meantime, let's hear from Gladys.
Good evening, Doc. Good morning, everyone. In the last few transitions I've had I've had the belief that when I'm ready, the teacher will show up. So, Doc, are you ready for us to teach you? I mean,
yes.
The readiness comes from an ability of openness, an ability of wanting that you have the open hand. You know, when you have the open hand, you've been giving. That same hand should be able to receive. And because you've given a lot more, you will receive a lot more. And when you receive a lot, you've got to have a really good sieve and filter. And that's what Sylvia is talking about. When your fundamentals are right, your filter will be very clear, because you know, in fact, the greatest challenge you have right now is that you know that you will succeed in everything you put your mind to, no matter what. Because you know you'll succeed, it's very important that you select the right thing. It's very important that you know that absolutely sure that the transition you're going into is that which you want. Because whether you want it or not, you will succeed because of what you've put around you. I feel the preparation of knowledge transfer is important in your transition. And that's my pet subject, knowledge transfer. Are you ready as the student to receive new knowledge? And are you ready as the exit expert to transfer what you know with other people? Creating the time and the space and being selective to know that the transition itself, it's like job hunting. Job hunting is a full-time job, but it's not really the job you're doing. It's the process of going through that. So transitions are throughout life. In my 50s, I can tell you I've transitioned many times, but the process of transition can be painless if you really know what you're transitioning to. My greatest fear is always that when I put both my feet in one basket, I will sink. But if I don't put my all in that basket, then I will not get the most out of it. So being selective where you put your 2 feet in is your biggest task, because you will succeed.
Wow. I really love this. I want to hear what Wanjiko has to add to this expert panel.
Good morning. It's really hard to answer after Gladys talks. So, as your coach, I'd first ask, where are you going? What is your end point? What is your bigger vision at the end of this transition? Because that is what will determine what you'll do on a daily basis, what you'll do on a monthly basis, what you'll do at the end of the period that you're setting out for. And then again, like Sylvia said, we'll also go back to the cause, your energy levels every day. How are you presenting? How you wake? What kind of a mindset are you waking up with on a daily basis? Then where you're going, what trends are you carrying with you? Where are you starting from? What is your comfort zone? Then we'll work from your comfort zone and expand outwards.
Yeah.
Then you need to set very clear intentions per day so that you ensure that you get to your vision. Thank you.
Wow, I love it. I love it. If you know any coach who is running a daily reset, I would like to join their daily reset in this region, in Central Standard Time in the US, so that I can join it. What if I could focus on one thing that would give me the most leverage internally, give me the most stability internally, and prepare me to face whatever comes my way? In your view, what would that be? Let's just start again with Sylvia.
Doc, please repeat the question. Sorry, I missed that.
If I could, as I transition, as I take note of everything that you all spoken about, it changes everything from attitude to mindset to readiness to learn, readiness to give, self-awareness. In your view, among all these things, if there is one thing that I could hold on to tightly, which would give me the biggest leverage and keep me the readiest I can be for whatever I will face, what would that be in your view?
I think it will be deep self-awareness and a capacity to reflect, because you likely will face new challenges every single day of your new journey. There'll be probably a different environment, a new set of people that you're not used to. And so to be able to reflect and to think about your days, to plan them, and then eventually review them will be able to give you a sense of where you are and how you're doing.
I love
So
it.
I would say it would be important for you to continue to keep that deep sense of self-awareness
Yeah.
so that you can have it as a guiding map
Yeah.
as to how you're doing, and you can review.
That's absolutely crucial. I'm going to pass it on to Gladys. So Gladys, how would I know that I am practicing a deep self-awareness? What are some of the things that would help me know that I'm practicing deep self-awareness?
There is a very thin line between knowing that you are going in the right direction and that discomfort of being held back by
Yeah.
where you are. So your deep self-awareness must come from some sort of discontentment that you're not where you want to be, and therefore you've done your reflection, but also knowing that you do not want to be too unsure so that you can't step forward.
Yeah.
So there is always a clarity. I get my clarity from the word of God. There's also a clarity from checking with other people, listening out to feelings. While you're being very self-aware, don't hold too far back and don't step out into the unknown, because you step out into the unknown knowing that you can do it. I mean, there's a very thin line between the decision making and the indecision, because you want to do the right thing the right way, in the right space, in the right season. Not every star is worth following. Which star are you following? Because all of them will shine at the end of the day.
Yeah. Wow. Not every star is worth following. Some of them are fleeting stars. Let me pass it on now to Wenjiko. It's what would other people see in terms of how I carry myself that will communicate to them that I am practicing self-awareness?
This will be in the way that you carry yourself, the role that you'll take up, because and your new identity. For example, if I'm getting ready to have a baby, I'll be packing my bags, I'll be looking for a hospital. That should tell somebody I'm getting ready for the next step that I am going to. So it will be in your daily actions, how you're identifying yourself as, how you carry yourself as.
Yeah. Wow. I have to, you guys are just hitting me with amazing thoughts that I will have to think about. I hope that everybody else on the call, that this is, you're not just watching, you're just actually listening deeply in. And I will wait, especially after you all watch what you said on the video, and then give your reflections at that time. So I'm going to release this first panel and recruit a new one. Thank you, everyone, for your wisdom. My accountant is on leave, so unfortunately, I'm unable to honor any invoices at this time. We're going to recruit another panel, starting with Shiro, Scholastica. I'm grabbing fast the people I can see on video. And Jacqueline, you're not escaping. I see your hands on your face, but yeah, you are part of. Okay. So to you as the panel, what attribute, apart from self-awareness, which is internal, what attribute would give me the most advantage, would set me up the most for success in the next stage, whatever the next stage is, in terms of as I move from where I am to the next stage, whatever next is, what attribute would be the one thing you would hope I have in place, because that's what will give me the most advantage for the next stage? Let's start with Shiro.
Good evening, Doc. Good morning, Tribe. So for me, I would go with the supporting cast, my supporting cast. So that is my morning routine being in place.
Yeah.
That is my evening routine being in place, so that the morning routine can actually happen seamlessly. So generally, the whole entire supporting cast would be an important part.
Please give me the members of the supporting cast, just to make sure I'm not presuming that I know them. Give me the ones that you have. If with the ones you don't have, the rest of the team can give me.
Okay, I'll start with the routines, the morning and evening routines being in place. Then exercise. Then sleep. Diet and hydration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Why are these crucial? Why do they matter to me so much? Why should they matter that much that they are the main thing you would recommend to me?
Because as you're transitioning from knowledge to the actual action, there are certain fundamentals that you must have for you to be able to operate at an optimal. So for instance, if you're sleep deprived, then even just driving, just having a long drive, say even to Mombasa, is already potentially dangerous for you.
Yeah.
Same thing happens to when you've not eaten or when you've not hydrated. You just find yourself snapping at even maybe the people you supervise. and it's just because of having some low blood sugars. And then you keep wondering, what is wrong with me? Why isn't my word impeccable? And you're just dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yes, so it becomes important for you to be able to execute and implement the journey, that you have your supporting cast in place.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to move on to Jacqueline. Any other elements you want to add to what Coach Shiro has already given me?
Morning, everyone. Good evening to you. The attribute I'd say have a high, when you have your supporting actors together,
Yeah.
then your energy level is high. Your attitude is also in a good place. So when you walk into that space and your attitude is in a good place, then you're able to perform the best level that you can.
Yeah.
And always remember that you have the power within you to handle that situation. You are the one who is going to control your actions and the way you react to that situation. So always know that it is within you to present yourself or to navigate that situation the best way possible.
Wow.
That's what I'd add.
I love that. My question to you is, in case I forget that I have the power within me, do you have any suggestions of how I can remind myself, how I can snap out of powerlessness to a stature of power?
If you have done your daily reset, breathe in, take deep breaths, use your, and then go over your whatever your daily reset, and then come back into the space and do what you need to do.
Wow. Yeah. Everyone, you've heard that it's, if you don't have your daily reset, you have nowhere to run to. That's what Coach Jacqueline is saying. You don't have something to run to. I will remember to do my daily reset consistently, and to remember that the power is within me. Now let's move on to Coach Scholastica. What dangers should I watch out for? What are some of the things I should not overlook, or some of the things that can catch me off guard that I should watch out for in the new season?
Okay. Good evening, Doc. Good morning, everyone. Scholastica Coach this morning will one on concentrating on limiting beliefs. That when you have a certain belief and you own it, it will limit you to go to the next transition. Transition, you are coming out from one position to another, and you should check your energy. Check the energy that you are using from the point A you are in and the point B you are transiting in. Like I would teach on, or I would say that you own the day, you own the specific day, not remembering of yesterday. Own the day and work on it with the clear intentions, and do not let anything hold you back. Yes.
Own the day. Yeah. Sounds like something I should actually put on a t-shirt to wear over the weekends. I am determined to own the day. Should go to the declaration of intentionality. Does any of you have anything additional to add? Shiro, Jacqueline, Scholastica, anything additional before I release you?
Okay. I may add on separation of tasks. On separation of task, I know my task, I know my colleague's task, and let God do his task. In that, I'll have my clear identity on what I want to do, and it will help me set clear margins onto whatever thing I am doing or in my job. I'll have clear margins that will help me yield good results on what I'm doing.
I love
Without
it.
getting confused.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Scholastica, Shiro, and Jacqueline. If you don't have anything additional, that's okay. Do you want to add anything else?
I think for me, the one thing I would want to add to my student is that to know that there are moments when you may fall off the bandwagon, like you may get off track. The most important thing is, because you already know where the track is to get right back and pick yourself up and keep going. And just to be your biggest encourager, your biggest supporter, your biggest cheerleader.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Jacqueline, if you have anything additional.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much to the three coaches. Again, just reminding you the contract we sent indicated that if the accountant is not in, unfortunately, we would waive the fees. Your fees are all waived. So I'm going to get a couple of people who are, maybe 2 or 3 people who are on audio and here. I would like to hear from, let's hear from Mercy and Mercy James. Mercy James Florence, in that order, if you are able to speak. Mercy, are you able to? Three, two, one. James?
Yes, I am able to speak.
Okay, all right. Please give me you've had all the advice that the other coaches have given me. Could you please add some meat, just any areas you see where we might be dealing with a blind spot?
Okay, so if I were your coach, now that I'm your coach, I would look at you straight in the eye and ask you, Dr. Job, have you stretched this morning? That aside, I'd just want to know how ready you are for what's ahead of you.
Yes, I
I'd want
have.
you to check. I'd want you to check your resilience. I'd want to make sure that you're ready, because if you're going for something that's worth achieving, you will face challenges. I'd like to I'd like to find out how you plan to bounce back when you start hitting disappointing valleys. I'd like to know what challenges you're anticipating as you plan on growing. What challenges do you expect? How do you expect to overcome them? That would be my point of focus. What are you anticipating will stop you from getting there, and how do you plan to overcome that? That's what I have to add.
In your experience coaching other clients, what 2 or 3 challenges do you suspect I will face, just based on the experiences of your other clients?
You will probably face distractions in whatever you're doing. There'll most likely be distractions. There'll always be something that seems better, something that attempts to draw your attention from your main goal, just so that you don't stick with it long enough to see results. The other thing is judgment, self-judgment, judging yourself from what you're doing during the early stages of doing something, and not giving yourself enough time to let the results compound and now adjust accordingly. Just practicing something at the surface level and expecting magical results. Then an extra challenge is you also need to be clear on why. why you are pursuing the intention that you're pursuing, why it matters to you, and what it means to you from the word go. That's usually a challenge, especially when things get tough, when you get to the point where you are being tested from just where we are churning, whether you're just interested or committed. The why will really come in handy at that point.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Coach James. Let's hear now from Coach Florence.
Good morning, family, and good evening, Doc. Allow me to be off video.
That's all right.
KPLC decided to switch me off. So, as your coach this hour, I will let you know that you have fixed time. Every day, you will be presented with 24 hours. Yeah. What you do with those 24 hours will define your horizon. And not at any one given time should you play catch up. If you've done 70%, just know it remains at 70%. You can't do 130% the next day. The next thing is you determine the energy you want to operate at.
Wow, yeah.
So every morning, you decide at what level, what is going to be your entry level in terms of your energy. Mm-hmm. That will determine whether you will be suboptimal or you will be optimal. And it will also package the way you show up. And it will also determine how focused you will remain throughout the day. And remember to show up as a leader, a role model, and a problem solver. Thank
you. You guys are incredible. I need to watch these and actually take full notes, receiving them as though I was getting them from a coach, because you all have like a unified language. It's as though it's the same person speaking to me the entire time, and yet you're moving from one person to another person to another person. And I think that's the beauty of the space we created in the last 90 days, that in 90 days of consistent action, even if there is no tangible external result, something shifts drastically at the level of consciousness. Even the nature of language also changes. And this is change that you can carry with you wherever you go. And so this for me is a celebration of the 90 days that we shared together. Today is the official final day of the 90-day Breakthrough Challenge. We will transition from here to very frequent daily resets. I do not know whether we will be able to do them daily, but for the rest of this week, we will do it daily until the end of the week. Then from next week, we will determine. It's a celebration of what we've shared together, what we've created together. And I am going to find ways for us to keep touching back on the core principles that we learned and have as much of that wisdom come back from you as much as possible. So your challenge is to make sure you keep touched to everything that we've learned, because you never know when it will be you I call and I will ask a specific question about a specific part of the 90-day Breakthrough Challenge. Because the goal is not just to have heard it once, the goal is to hear it over and over. The goal is for you to actually be able to present it, even if you go to another group and present it, but you present it experientially, not just from mental knowledge. And so I want to thank all the coaches who have been able to speak this morning. I will upload the recording. Once it's uploaded, please share your reflections on the recorded link. So I thank you for showing up for the Daily Reset this morning. That brings us to the end of the Daily Reset series as part of the 90-day Breakthrough Challenge. The next steps, of course, we will know what to do next. So thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me to waive all your fees without your consent.